Stream's over. We're over. We're done. The night's over. I just read all the plugs. I'm doing a power down. Okay?
See you on Sunday.
No, you don't. You're not allowed in. Good night. Streaming down. Power down right the fuck now. Turn this shit off. Power down.
I'm sure WWE's going to take issue with that. They always do, but whatever. I thought it was a good out, so I went with it. I thought that was really good tonight. He definitely night and day energy between tonight and Wednesday. So yeah, 12-12 should be interesting. We'll see what happens. I was, if he was willing to do the Nitro catch-up tonight, I would have went for it. But I also don't know how long that takes. WWE is so heavy. Sometimes you can sneak things by them. WWE, but like there's things like sometimes it just can't be viewed. Like we had Real American on a couple of weeks ago for Media Share, and for some reason it went, like, here's the thing, it went through the Patreon version because it had After Hours on it. Maybe it was too long and they didn't detect it, and that went through. But the regular YouTube version, when I uploaded that, which will be published like probably a year from now, that got hit immediately and it had to be deleted. So you got to like replace it with something. So I don't know what they'll do with this. We'll find out. So I might have to replace it. It might not even be in the version that's on Patreon. We'll see. But yeah, and Joey does rock, and thanks to everybody that contributed to the Cloak Fund. So that was nice, because I wanted to do that for Joey as kind of a Christmas bonus, and I want to do that for Garrett as well. So Garrett's turn is next. Omega Cloud says, I'm shocked that fixing his iron completely affects his energy. Yeah, he has low iron. Like he has he's like borderline anemic, and he had it because he had a blood work recently, and they gave him some iron supplements, and holy shit, shot out of a cannon. And if you go through the he also got the booster shot on foolishly on Wednesday, which definitely affected him on Wednesday. But if you look at the symptoms of low iron, it's fatigue, weakness, pale skin, spots under the eyes, dizziness, reduced immunity, shortness of breath. I mean, every box is checked. So his doctor gave him some of the iron supplements, and holy shit, if this is going to be him every time on the iron supplements, we're in trouble. But yeah, so anyway, that was a big help. Yeeman says, I got up at 3 a.m. for this. Was worth it. Sunday's going to be great. Oh, that's sweet. I know a lot of people, it's hard in other time zones. And once we round out the end of the year, like after New Year's, I'm going to look at revamping the schedule a little bit, like make earlier start times. I think people would be cool with that. Like earlier, definitely out earlier on Friday, and possibly on Wednesday too. I'm gonna play around with it and figure. I think it's time to do a little shuffle. Michael says, Tom, you stated that the Monkees concert I saw a few months ago had an atmosphere of finality to it, too prescient. We're losing too many legends lately. Yeah, Michael Nesmith passed away today, and it was that was a gut punch to me. I honestly haven't processed it because excuse me, I'm not getting emotional. I'm just had something in my throat. It was a gut punch, and I was busy in the middle of doing something. I was actually on a call and I had to go through the call, like, and a friend of mine had sent me a text about it, and I hate the way you find out about these things in modern times, like either on Twitter or through a friend. Actually, I'd rather hear from a friend, but like, it didn't feel real, but it felt like I wasn't choking up. I was literally just choking. Yeah, between Norm and this, and I don't know. I feel. I normally don't have a thing of like feeling old, but you get to a certain age where all of the people that you grew up admiring or being a fan of, and they start passing away, like on a extreme level, it gets really sad. So yeah, I saw the Monkees twice recently, back in October, and I'm really grateful that I got to see him one time. I had many great experiences seeing Nesmith live, and Nesmith, if you're not really familiar with him, he's a brilliant guy, brilliant business guy, brilliant songwriter, really talented guy, and it's just I think he went into hospice a few days ago, and that's never a good thing. Yeah, I found out Norm passed away while I was driving back from the city, and I almost drove off. It's such a hack thing to say, not a hack thing, but a cliche thing to say, when you say I almost drove off the road. I either was laughing, so I really did. I really lost myself. Not that I drove off the road. I almost hit the car in front of me because it was like stop and go traffic, and I was just kind of in a daze, and I almost got into an accident. So it just sucks. It's like just about every artist I ever grew up liking is either dead or retired. And that's, because you always feel, and I always make this mistake of thinking that everything's going to just stay the same always, and it never does, even after like experiences deaths. Did I have dinner tonight? Yes, I did. Thank you very much. I did have dinner. Fridays I usually get to have dinner because they don't start till 9:00 my time. So yes, I did have dinner. Thank you. Well, Hannah says that your idols died by the time you're 20. You must have had some old idols. Wow. But yeah, it's a bummer, for sure. I will say something that I'm proud of myself for, though, because I did it this morning. Last week, I don't know if anybody was really following this drama. I think it was last Wednesday. I dropped my phone on the stream, and the floor in this room is tiled and it's very hard, and I cracked the screen on the phone, which I was very annoyed at because I'm not a person that does that. I'm not a person that drops my phone, and I don't have a screen protector on because I've never needed one. I'm anti-screen protector, and it's. I was thinking like, I got to get a new phone and everything like that. But I ordered this a screen replacement kit from on Amazon for the phone I have. It's an LG V60, and they had the glass and like little like suction cuppy things, and it was like $80 to get this stuff rather than take it to a place or buy a new phone. It came in the mail the other day. I didn't have time to do it, but this morning I watched a YouTube video, and their directions are terrible, and I was able to do it. I put the suction things on. I had a heat gun, took off the adhesive, took off the old screen, put on the new one, and I will say it's kind of as good as new. I'm actually really pleased with myself for doing that. So I didn't have to spend money on a new phone. That was good. Oh, we talking about Artie's nose? Yeah, Artie's nose. Yeah, he ruined it with cocaine, and then he got punched by like some mafia guy or some bookie that he owed money to, or something like that, and it just was the death blow to his nose. I don't know if you could fix that, and yeah, and then he also snorted like glass and shit like that. So I don't know when any place would have charged me for the phone because I never found out. I never went. I don't know how much they charge, but I did it myself. And if I can do it, you guys can do it. So I'm just saying, it's not the end of the world if you have a crack in your screen. You can fix it. Now, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure other phones are different, but literally it just took applying a heat gun, getting the adhesive. There's a suction cup thing you attach to the screen. It lifts off with a little help. You gotta help it off, but once it's off, You literally just peel off the layers of the new screen, you put it in, you fasten it, heat gun again to loosen the adhesive, and then you press it, and then there's this like clamp that presses it down so it, you know, melds with the new adhesive. So yeah, a little tech talk with Tom B. It was very good. Was one of those things I was pleased about, and then I was in a good mood, and then I heard about Michael Nesmith, and then I was in a terrible mood. It's just awful. Yeah, people say Mad TV was funny. And I never had any experience with Mad TV. I saw things here and there, but I just wasn't into watching. You know, once Norm left SNL, or once Norm was fired from SNL, I stopped watching it. I've never watched a full episode since, except for the one that he came back to host. That's the only one. Apart from that, I've never seen a full episode ever again. Oh, you're welcome, Oscar. Thanks for all your hard work on the stream. Yeah, it was definitely some hard work tonight, and I don't want to go on and on about the Streamlabs tech support, but they were really good, and there was a lot of parts of the stream where I was trying to, like, on one screen doing the scream and like running his things, and then on the other screen writing back to this tech support guy Max, who was like testing every which way. And thankfully I didn't have to end this, I wasn't going to end the stream, but thankfully I didn't have to do anything to that would affect the stream itself. Like, all the little things I did was fine. Yeah, it is rough that Norm is gone. I agree with you. And somebody asked me maybe the other night or whatever, like, who's the funniest person now that Norm's gone? I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer for that. I really don't. Norm was it. He was just it. That was there's nobody. Comedy for me is completely dead. Comedy had their 12, 12, 21, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, Will Sasso. I never knew who Will Sasso was, but I did see. I guess it was in Discord or something like that. Somebody posted something from Mad TV where he would Seagal, and I kind of said, like, oh, this guy looks like the guy that they got to replace Artie after Artie left Mad TV. And the more I looked at him, I was like, oh, this guy's way better than Artie. He's actually really. I'm surprised that he didn't go further. Gilbert, yeah, Gilbert's fine, but you know what? Gilbert never evolved. The problem with Gilbert is he's very lazy. I've seen Gilbert live many times, and pretty much every time it's been the same act with minor adjustments. And fair enough to him. He just isn't. I don't. I love Gilbert. Believe me, I love Gilbert. It's just. I don't know. He and I love his podcast, but I love Gilbert as like a guest on Stern in the '90s more than I like him as like a He's not necessarily a comedic voice that is on the level of Norm, if that makes any sense. Very funny, and I really like him, but yeah, he's not that dude for me. Danko says, I spend a lot of money to make sure I saw certain bands I need to see before they go away. Still a bunch on others. Yeah, same exact thing here. I never got to see the Rolling Stones, and I think time's a ticking on that one. And most of the time I didn't see the Rolling Stones is because they were just too expensive. It's funny. Is it this weekend? Or was it already? They had a. I'm not a fan of Genesis, really. I mean, it's one of those bands where I know a lot of their songs because they were so popular in the 80s, and you couldn't escape them on MTV or the radio. And they're one of those bands where I don't necessarily I would never consider myself a fan, but I would see them. And man, I saw some clips of like Genesis, and it just seemed very sad to me, especially for the money they're charging. It's basically Phil Collins sitting in an office chair on stage because I guess he can't stand. I guess his back is so fucked. And I remember when Axl Rose filled in for the lead vocal on AC/DC, and he like had a broken leg. They had him on this giant throne, and they kind of made it cool. But they just literally wheel out Phil Collins in like an Office Depot chair, like not even a good one. And it looks really bad. and doesn't sound great, unfortunately. But they're charging top dollar, like they're charging like $1,000 tickets for any kind of decent seat. So, not good, not good. And people say Bill Burr, not Bill Burr now. I don't get the Bill Burr thing. But that's, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Bill Burr like 10, 12 years ago. Oh, it was Dave. That's right. It was Dave Grohl's throne, and it looked awesome. No, don't, I hope I'm not making you want to see Genesis. I mean, maybe it just. I don't know. It didn't look right. Yeah, and I agree with the Peter Gabriel thing. Even though that wasn't necessarily my thing either. But yeah, I don't know. There's probably a lot of. I'd like to see the Who probably, but they're like second tier list for me. I've seen most of the people I wanted to see. And thankfully I've seen most of the people. There's not too many people who have passed away where you can't see them anymore, where I can say, oh, I never got to see them. Most of them I did. Most of them. Oh, of course, it says I can't wait for Red Bar to return. I know, but at this point, like, what's the deal there, man? It's like what I find weird about the Red Bar return, for anybody who knows what that is he went away for a long time and it was all health related, and now all of a sudden, like, they're building a new studio. And I was like, well, wait a second, are you away because you're building a new studio, or are you away because there was a health thing? I don't understand. And also, like, he's teased the return is coming soon. It's like, well, we're at the end of the year now. Like, when is this gonna come? When is this gonna come back? Give us some kind of definite thing. Mike gets away with a lot because of the loyalty of his audience, and they always have his back. And I consider myself one of those people, but he's pushing the limits of that. What do I think of Meatloaf? It One of those people that just doesn't exist in my universe, and what I mean by that is somebody that I just don't really pay attention to. But the songs that I've heard, his famous songs, they're fine, but I don't know. I don't know what. Mike David is grifting us. I don't know. I mean, he's pushing the limits of the it is amazing how loyal that Red Bar fans are. Red Bar heads are. It's still to this day, like there's people in that Facebook group that will just defend anything. Like if anybody comes in and says, "Hey, what's going on? Where are the shows?" I mean, if Perry Caravello Live disappeared for like a week or two, people would go ape shit. It would be like, what the fuck? What's going on? But he's got his. It's got to be. It's admired of how tamed he has his audience. So they don't really. But it's well over 6 months. Like his last show was late May. It's insane. But anyway, I hope it comes back soon because I would like to listen to it. I miss it. And there's just so many things that have gone on. Like I don't even know where they would start. So I mean, I'll be there for sure. Yeah, I mean, PCL people riot if Perry doesn't do the nitro ketchup on a certain night, which I totally understand. But let alone just like imagine like taking off like seven. And here's the other thing too: you take off a couple of weeks, take off a month, okay. You're gone for 7 months. Even your most loyal of viewers or listeners have found something else to listen to. How cold is the room? Pretty cold. I have the door open to the rest. There's a door like on the other side of the room that opens up to the rest of the house, and I'm hoping like some of the heat seeps in from there. It's 36 degrees inside right now, but I'm hopefully at the end of the road with this because I have a guy. I had one guy coming to do some wiring, or not to do some wiring, but to give me an estimate for wiring, and then hopefully get this thing sealed up by. I was gonna say the end of the year, but I don't know if that's gonna work. Um, we'll see. Would I quit PCL if Howard Stern wanted me as manager for $5 million a year? No, absolutely not. No, but when I was younger, I thought working for the Howard Stern show would be the ultimate job in the world. Ashley Butterfield betrayal. What did Ashley Butterfield turn on Mike? Because he was one of the most loyal dudes ever. Doesn't Ashley Butterfield do Sven Stuffel's streams? Isn't he like his co-host? But yeah, so hopefully this room will be done as I look around, and yeah, so my dad's helping me out with it, and you know, my plan is, and let me know what you guys think of this. My plan is to bet heavily on the NFL playoffs, and I don't really know much about football, but I feel like if I make the right bets, I can have everything taken care of. That's my business plan. Oh, I wanted to give that Sam from Twitch video one more play. I forgot to do that because that was wasn't that a great, didn't he do a great job, Sam, on that video? So good. I really, really, really enjoyed that. Really knocked it out of the park. I don't know how you do it in that cold. I kept it cold in my house, but yeah, it's, you know what it is. It's some days it's the fact that I showed video of it once. Like the whole upper part of the room is exposed, and really the only it's basically like being in a big shed, because if it's windy, like it just blows right through. You feel it. Yeah, it wasn't as bad tonight, but yes, but I just dress accordingly now to with this scenario. I literally wear, I layer. I wear like 2 t-shirts, a sweater, and a hoodie. And yeah, that's my uniform for doing these streams now, because it's pretty. Hopefully, it's not going to be a big deal for much longer, because I got to do something. Did I get that business plan from Perry? Yes. Look, I am no genius with certain things. I make very poor decisions, left and right. And one of the biggest bad decisions I made was this room that I'm in, which I've discussed before, because I had these grand plans for it, but stupid me didn't really do the math on all the little elements that would need to come together and how much money you would need to do everything that I had in mind to do. And, plus you just move in and you get all these other expenses. It was moronic. I want to use the R word. It was R-wordy of me to even think that. I just didn't think it through. And I have some kind of immature thinking sometimes, where I have tunnel vision for things that I shouldn't be prioritizing. I've gotten much better with that, though, I will say. Mainly from learning from mistakes. Yeah, I thought the same thing, Mumbles. It was terrible. That Perry commercial is so terrible, and like how loud and he said like that guy Eric was like a good videographer and he had made things. It's like, what are you talking about? Like you, why would you sit the guy talking right next to the loudest part of the park, and you're not even miking him? It's like the mic is being picked up from how far the camera is. It's just terrible. Love the stream, Tom. Thanks, Chunk. Appreciate that. I can't take all the credit for it, though, because, Perry is most of it. But thank you. I try to steer the ship as best as possible. Yeah, and his sweat. I got to see if I can even find them while I'm doing this. I will play some, like the outtakes of his. There's tons of outtakes and different cuts of commercials that I never saw, and I forgot where I put them. I really have to look for them. But the fact that he didn't remember either, that I was like, Perry, what about your commercial? I didn't do any commercials. Like, he was so emphatic about it. I didn't do any commercials. And then who does a commercial for their own product when he's got that giant Alva bag behind him? The branding of Alva is more visible on camera than his own branding that he's trying to promote. I mean, God. No falling down outtakes mumbles, but just a lot of like stop and goes. It's more verbal outtakes and extended stuff. Unfortunately, no falling that I remember. He did an ad for he did that little thing, Little Italy. That was with Salvador, his buddy. He had this guy, this crooked, and that's the thing about Perry, where as much as he frustrates me, I have a very insane loyalty to Perry, because I just saw when I got involved with him just how many people were taking advantage, either A, taking advantage of him, or B, just exploiting him for some reason, and he wasn't getting anything out of it. He was just surrounded by these terrible people. So he just needs somebody in his life that's not trying to do that. And this Salvador guy was one of the worst. And how he put up with that is beyond me. But yeah, Salvador was doing this thing of like Italian history of Los Angeles and had Perry as his narrator. My cousin's spending her anniversary in New York this week. She really wants to experience a New York hot dog, wants to compare it to an LA street dog. It's harder to do that. I would say two things. You want to go to Papaya King. Papaya King is like it's like a New York papaya hot dog thing. They also have papaya dog. There's a lot of fake papaya places that are cheap and they're not good, but the original Papaya King is on the Upper West Side. It's definitely worth going to. Very good hot dogs for cheap. You can go to Gray's Papaya. Gray's Papaya or Papaya King. Don't go to any other papaya place because they're all ripoffs and fake. Like it's like going to get pizza and then you see these like 99-cent pizza places. They're all fake. They're all run by like Pakistani guys. Not that Pakistani guys can't make a wonderful pizza, but they're shit. But go to one of those and then also selectively get a Sabaret hot dog vendor, but also be careful of the hot dog vendors too because some of them are terrible. Get the vendors that do the boiled dogs, not the vendors that do the grilled dogs. Okay? And Nathan's, of course. Yeah, Nathan's is in Brooklyn. Don't go to any other Nathan's location unless it's Coney Island. Coney Island Nathan's, of course. That's in Brooklyn. Absolutely do that. That'll be good. For some reason, the Nathan's hot dogs in Coney Island do taste different than any other Nathan's location because there's different Nathan's locations around. Not as many as they used to be. But yeah, the Gray's Papaya Recession Special was always great. I mean, back in the 90s, you can get 2 hot dogs and a large like orange papaya drink for $1.50. I mean, I almost sound like an old-timey old guy that says that, but it really wasn't that long ago. Yeah, cousin Mark doesn't seem to understand that you don't need to harass people over. Mark's a good guy, but he gets a little too, I don't know. I've had my issues with him lately for sure. Even though I get along with him, but it's like it almost like runs in the blood. It really does. Like there's certain things with money that just run in their blood, where they're tight with a buck, even when they don't have to be necessarily. I disagree that all the papayas are good because there's one that I'm thinking of where I used to live right off of West 4th, off of 6th Avenue, and there's a papaya that's been there for a while now, and it's a cheap papaya, and it's not good, and I wouldn't recommend that one. So I can't say that all the papayas are good. There are some ones that try to replicate that papaya infrastructure, and they maybe come close, but it's not the same. So definitely, I can't say that they're all good. But what do I know? I'm very rarely in the city anymore. I used to live there. I used to be there all the time. But my tips might be dated. As I'm doing this, I'm looking for a file. Uh, fuck. I don't know if I'm gonna find it while I'm on here. Uh, hey, Italian says, did you set out to take Perry on, or was it organic thing? Oh, it was very organic. It was very organic. No, I didn't. Definitely not how I planned things to go. No, I did not plan to take Perry on. But things work out the way they work out. What would be my number one solo album from Nesmith that I recommend? I wouldn't recommend a particular album because there's a period of Mike Nesmith where he gets a little too country western for me. He had this band called the First National Band, which is very good, but it veers off into a little too much, yeah, like jangly country western. But there's he put out a book a few years ago called Infinite Tuesday, an autobiography, and there was a compilation album that went along with the book. So I'd recommend a compilation. It's called Infinite Tuesday, and it has a lot of his not a lot, but a few of his really good Monkey songs because he was very prolific writing for the Monkees, and it has a very rare version of his song "Different Drum," which is an interesting story. Like the song "Different Drum," which was made famous by Linda Ronstadt, was written by Michael Nesmith, and he wrote it for the Monkees. And when he presented it to the producers of the Monkees at the time of the TV show, he said, "Hey, I wrote a song," and they heard it like, "Ah, you shouldn't be writing songs. This isn't a Monkey song." And it eventually he passed it on to Linda Ronstadt, who was up and coming at the time, and she made it a hit. But anyway, the Infinite Tuesday compilation has his version of it, his studio version of it, which is not on any album. It's very hard to find, and it's a great rendition of it. Really, really great. But it has all of his hit. It has all of really the best Michael Nesmith songs. Like Joanne is a beautiful song. So I would, if you're looking into just getting into Michael Nesmith as an individual, I would recommend the Infinite Tuesday compilation. There's a couple of other compilations, but that one's really good. It's like a really good curated playlist. So that would be my recommendation. Poops talks to me. Perry denying that he spent $12,000 when it wasn't that long ago that he fessed up on the stream, admitting that he did. Yeah, but that's Perry though, right? That's why we love him. Is when he contradicts his own stories or doesn't remember the details. Yeah, it was. By the way, it was $12,000 he spent because he was flush with cash at the time because he had that stupid lawsuit. I'm sure not everybody knows about that, but excuse me, I don't know why my throat. It might be this room. My throat like starts closing up on me mid sentence. Yeah, he spent $12,000 on a full page ad. I mean, you don't do a full page ad unless you're like really A-list in that world, in any world. You don't. I mean, you think of it. God, it's so crazy. I'm trying to think of an analogy, and I can't even think of an analogy. It's insane. Nobody knows who he is. Salvador was a crook. Yeah, of the highest order. Of the highest order. Yeah, really, really bad guy. No more Where's John clips. Yeah, there's got to be some more Where's John moments out there. Yeah, that's a good clip. The clip where Michael Nesmith and Zappa switch places. Zappa was a huge Monkees fan, and particularly a big Nesmith fan, and also they were friends. So yeah, that was good. Yeah. What's the name of the pizza place in New York City that always claims to be the original? And there's like 10 of them. Yeah, that's Ray's. That's such a almost played out joke. Yeah, Ray's original, original Ray's, original Ray's original. Have I ever listened to the radio drama version of Star Wars? Yeah, Sandy Gallagher. Yeah, I listened to them when they were new on NPR. My dad turned me on to it, and I listened to it on my clock radio in my bedroom episodically. Every night they play a new episode. Yeah, I the only one I didn't hear is they did Return of the Jedi. So basically, what he's talking about is they did these radio they did radio drama versions of the original Star Wars trilogy in the style of old like 30s and 40s radio shows, before there was television. So they basically transcribed Star Wars into a radio drama, and it works. It's really good. And they got most of the, not I wouldn't say most, they got a lot of the original cast. Mark Hamill's in it. He voices Luke. They got somebody else doing Han Solo, but he's great. They got somebody else doing Princess Leia, but she's great. Brock Peters does Darth Vader, if you know who Brock Peters is, and he's great. And good, and it's just you just use your imagination, and it's expanded too. There's stuff in the radio drama that's not in the movie, and The Empire Strikes Back is just as good, really really good. Same thing, same cast, and then they never did one for Return of the Jedi until years and years later. I think it was, God, maybe 12 years after the fact. I think they did Return of the Jedi radio drama in the early 90s, and it wasn't the same cast. Like, they got a guy that sounded a lot like Mark Hamill, but it wasn't Mark Hamill. Actually, the guy who did Luke in the Return of the Jedi radio drama is the guy who did Luke in Rogue Squadron Nintendo 64 game, if you're familiar with that. He does a very good Luke. But I never heard it. That's the only one I didn't hear. But and maybe one day I will. I just didn't. But yeah, love them. Absolutely. I mean, I had them memorized. There was always the thing I went to if I went on a long road trip. I'd listen to the radio drama. What I think about Larry Sanders Show, yeah, one of the funniest shows ever. Like, I mean, I there's a lot of shows I rank ahead of it, but it for the 90s, where I kind of think the 90s is kind of a dead zone for comedy television. It was yeah, really 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 good, but I think it ran a little longer than it needed to be honest, because I don't think it's all good, but I think most of it's good. Porpoise song is my favorite Monkey song, actually. And when I saw the Monkees in October, they did a really stripped down version of it. It was just Mickey Dolenz singing it a cappella with an accompanying piano. Normally they do this big to do with that, where it's like orchestrated and all these things going on. But it was very stripped down and really good. That's definitely my favorite Monkey song. Still trying to find this file. If I don't find it, I'll find it eventually. I just got reminded of it. Did I ever watch the TV show, the Monkees TV show? Yeah, I grew up watching the Monkees TV show. I don't watch it now. It doesn't do anything for me. But I've said this before. I credit the Monkees because I watched the Monkey Show as a kid and enjoyed the show. And that show got me to buy the Monkees record, and that got me into loving music. So the Monkees were my gateway into loving music overall. And I went down a lot of paths with liking different genres of music and stuff and becoming like a big music lover. And ground zero for that is the Monkees. And it was always amazing to me, and something that was very special to me, that I still had them in my wheelhouse of one of my favorite artists. Like, I didn't grow out of them. Like, they were always with me throughout childhood, adolescence, and adulthood. And the fact that I could see them even as recently as a couple of months ago was an amazing experience, and something that I really soaked in and enjoyed every minute of. Like, really appreciating each moment. Like, wow, this is pretty incredible that I one of my earliest memories is watching this on TV, and now I can see this. So I owe a lot to the Monkees in terms of making me a fan of music in general. Oh, Rob says Jack in the Box bought Del Taco. Good or bad? I'm gonna say that's bad, bro. I didn't know that. I don't like that. I don't know, unless yeah. Joey used to watch Monkeys when they would do the marathon. Yeah, they do marathon at MTV too a lot. Chunk's got to go. Good night, Chunk. Thanks for stopping by. Let me see. Still multitasking. If you hear a gap and like nothing going on, I'm just still looking through these things. By the way, Robert's got a birthday coming up next week. You hope it means expansion? That would be cool if it means expansion. By the way, if Del Taco comes to New York, it's game over for me. It's game over for me. What are you doing for your birthday, by the way? You got a big birthday coming up on Thursday. Is it Thursday? I believe, right? Is the I won't call Star Wars A New Hope. I hate that name, but I didn't realize the drama was 5 hours. Yeah, Joe, you got it. We'll go to Del Taco when we do the Vegas. We do the Vegas thing. Zero. Oh well, we'll have to think of something. Chunk said, I don't think Perry realizes it, but he's pretty lucky. I agree with it, and I do think he does have moments of cognitive recognition that he is, in fact, very lucky. They just don't know the time. Yeah, Robert's turning the big 5-0 on Thursday, guys. So big happy birthday to Robert, a.k.a. Alice the Cat in Chat, one of my very best friends, and a loyal friend and true. And he's turning 50 next week. Monkey asked if I ever seen The Critical Drinker, Why Modern Movies Sucks. Yeah, he's got a couple of series on that he's done, and they're very well articulated. It seems like common sense to me. But yeah, I mean that modern movies suck because they're written by children, like idiot millennials. No offense to idiot millennials out there. They're terrible. They're terrible. But yeah, that's a good series. Series. I feel like I'm extra tongue tied lately. It might be because if you ever hear me like really like struggling to get a word out, like not, and I don't mean Perry talking over me, but I mean like I say it weird. I think it's because like my mouth is frozen, like from this room. Like it's hard for me to articulate words sometimes. Like they come out weird, and I'm normally very good at articulation. Articulation. I think it's because I'm cold. Like literally, I'm like desensitized to it. Yeah, congratulations, Robert. Well, we'll celebrate eventually. Where would this frigging thing be? There's one video in particular I'm trying to find. God damn it. Right? So it would be here, right? I got a folder called Perry Stuff, and it's just a hodgepodge of nonsense. You just want a new IP, tired of nostalgia BS. I've harped on about this enough times, but I'm gonna say it again. I went to see Dune again. I took another friend of mine who hadn't seen it because it was back in IMAX just for 1 week. Now friggin' West Side Stories on IMAX, but it was on, and I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna see it again, I'll see it in IMAX. And we went to see it. Monday night, and man, it was even better the second time. If you, I implore you, if you have not seen Dune, don't see it on HBO Max. Just go out to the theater and see it while you still can, and it's very good. Is it a perfect movie? No, but it was good. I understood it a lot more the second time around. I understood the character motivations a lot more, and it made more sense. And I loved it. And I'm a hard critic. I loved it visually. Oh, you haven't seen it, Rick? Go see it. Seriously, make the time to see it in the theater while you still can. It's going to be fine on TV. It's not, but you know, fucking see it in the theater. If you want to see it on your phone, I can't stop you from doing that. But the thing about nostalgia is not done right. It's like, you look at something like Cobra Kai, and that hits all the right nostalgia buttons inside you that makes you feel all warm and cozy to seeing a thing that you love. But it also world builds, but not in a nauseating degree. You know what I mean? So it's fantastic, but other things can't do it like that. They don't have the wherewithal to write it, to do writing like that, because it takes. When if you're gonna do nostalgia porn, you gotta have respect for the source material, number one, and treat it seriously, and have not just have respect for it, but have reverence for it, like Cobra Kai does for the original Karate Kid films. They have respect for those characters, and they have respect for the source material, and they build on it. And then and the new characters aren't nauseating, and there's it's really good. And I speak as someone who's only seen the first two seasons. I didn't even see the third season yet. And then now the fourth is coming out, so I got to catch up on that. But it does it so well, and I wish every other property handled it that way, but they don't. And they're gonna ruin it because all these other things tried it. Like, really, in the past 10 years, you've seen so many things come back and do it poorly. Like, I remember when X-Files came back briefly. They had like 2 short seasons where it came back, and it was just weird and not done right. You know what I mean? And it I think it weakens it more than helps it. There's probably other good examples too. No, I didn't read the Dune books. I went in really cold with Dune. I didn't read the books, and I didn't see the David Lynch movie from the 80s at all. But I actually had a friend who saw Dune on HBO Max at home. And then I gave him my whole spiel where, like, oh, if you saw it on TV, you didn't see it. And he actually went to see it in theater, and then he much to my surprise, he said, "You were right. It was like seeing it for the first time." Do I think the Halo series will be any good? Maybe. That could be good. You know what looks really good, Rob, is the Jack Reacher series that Amazon's putting out. I saw the trailer for Reacher. That's, I think, coming out in February. And it's just a trailer. You don't know. It could be terrible. But it looks like they get Jack Reacher right. Where they certainly cast him right. Where he's this big, fuck-off, blonde dude. Tall and, like, just towering. As opposed... And, I love Tom Cruise, but he was no Jack Reacher. But that could be a good series. So I'm actually looking forward to that. I haven't seen too many TV series, but I'm gonna watch that. Did I play the Dune RTS game? No, I don't even know what that is. Poop says, I read the books years ago. Need to see the movie. No one in Newport Beach is getting vaccinated except me and my wife. It seems my mom and the whole family got COVID. It sucks. Yeah, but can't you find a theater like that's empty and just go see it like during the week? It's certainly this point. Yeah. So, did you see the trailer? Yeah. The trailer excited me because as a fan of the Reacher books, they could they kind of nail it. At least visually, it could be terrible. Because I've been suckered in by good trailers for TV shows, and then it sucks. So. But fingers crossed that they get it right, because it looks like they did. Perry Caravello as Jack Reach Around. that could, that could be. But was anybody else like really creeped out by the foot thing? like like he went a little too far with, like, he went above and beyond what was required from that comment with the foot. Yeah, I agree. The guy looks like Jack, like the Jack Reacher that I picture in my mind from the books. This guy looks like, and I don't know who this guy is, but he looks like him. Is Rogue One nostalgia porn, or does it do justice to the source material? Um, you know, it's neither in a way, and it's both in a way. Rogue One stands out because it's the only Disney Star Wars film that isn't a steaming pile of shit. Because it's the only, Rogue One's the only film that came out from Disney, including the hideous Star Wars sequels and Solo, which is also terrible. And Solo isn't terrible; it's just bad. It's just not that. It's just not memorable. Rogue One, at least, when I saw Rogue One for the first time, I saw it at a preview screening. It felt very. It felt like Star Wars. It felt like I was watching Star Wars. However, they have a lot of unnecessary member berries in there, like running into the guys from the cantina bar for no reason whatsoever. And then the ending's very strange. The ending's not good because and I get, look, they wanted to show Vader in it, and everybody went crazy for the scene where Vader goes crazy and starts choking people and throwing them against the wall and forcing out because he's so pissed. And then they give the stolen data tapes to Princess Leia's ship. She takes off, and you see Vader staring at it, and then he's going to get in his Star Destroyer and pursue that ship, and then that's the opening of Star Wars. Yes, right. Yeah, I went to a press screening of it because I think I at the time I was doing film reviews, and I wrote a review of it. So I think I saw it like, I don't know, maybe a week before it came out. I used to go to a lot of press screenings, and you could see a movie like a month or two in advance back in the day, and then, once like spoilers became, like, not even once spoilers became a thing. Spoilers have been a thing for a long time, but in the past 10 years, studios don't give the press any time at all. They, like, you got to see it, like, the press screening will be on a Tuesday, and the movie will come out on a Wednesday or Thursday. And then you got to turn around your review in that time. You used to have time to like ruminate on it and think about it. You don't have that anymore if you're a entertainment reporter. And I heard even I interviewed Mads Mikkelsen for Rogue One. I had the whole press junket, like for Rogue One. I interviewed a lot of those guys, but I heard for Spider-Man, this Spider-Man like multiverse movie, they don't even they showed a 40-minute like highlight reel to the press, and that's all they get because they didn't want them to see the whole movie, which is insane. It's insane to me. Anyway, but going back to Rogue One, the ending is, Vader's all pissed off and then chases after Princess Leia, and then you see the opening of Star Wars, and the opening of Star Wars is so great because you see, the rebel ship, and then this giant, Star Destroyer shows the reach, and then Vader comes through that door, and he's calm as fuck. He's just a bad dude. He's a bad guy, and he's walking through that thing, and through the thing that's I don't know, the door, whatever, the blast door that he comes through, and he just walks through. He doesn't seem like he's that angry, because of the guy who was throwing around people and killing people. What's the time difference between the opening of Star Wars and the end of Rogue One? It's not a day. It seems to me like at best it's like an hour, maybe 2 hours. He would be fucking furious. He'd be walking in there and killing people. So it seems very inconsistent to me. The ending of Rogue One is nice and cute to try to tie that bow and bridge that thing where like the end of Rogue One kind of touches the beginning of Star Wars, but it doesn't work because it's inconsistent and Vader doesn't even look the same. So it's that is thrown out for me. Also, as cool as it was to see Tarkin in the movie, they overdid it, and it doesn't it doesn't it doesn't quite work. The characters aren't that interesting, except the I forget the guy, the main bad guy. I forget the guy's name. The main bad guy is very good. He was in Ready Player One, which is a terrible movie, but I forget his name. I forget the actor's name. I forget the character's name. But I read the book. There was a book that was like the precursor to it, and I actually, because I was doing a whole, I was working at a magazine, and we were doing a whole spread on Rogue One. So we had all this early access to it, like early access to like story elements and things like that. And I got excited for it early, and there was a book that came out that kind of gave a whole setup to the thing. When I think back to it now, Ben Middleton, that was his name. But I don't know. It's okay. It's fine. It's the only Disney Star Wars movie I would actually watch again because it's not terrible. It's got a lot of good things in it, but it's just. It's flawed, and a lot of Krennic, that's his name, yeah. And also, there's a different cut of it because if you look at the trailer for it, there's scenes in the trailer that aren't in the movie. There's the whole ending was apparently reshot, the entire ending. The original ending had them on that beach planet, and apparently there's this whole sequence because I remember I did a deep dive on it because I was researching it when I was working on the article for it. There's a whole thing where they're running along the beach and Darth Vader is on the beach with his lightsaber, like going to town. And that whole sequence was scrapped, and then they reshot it to the scene that you see in the movie now. I kind of would be curious to see that original cut. I forget, they brought in another producer that kind of, the original cut just wasn't working with like executives or whatever, and then they spent a lot of money to just basically do the last third of the movie all over from scratch. If Facebook Meta wanted PCL to be virtual, would I allow it? No. No, I don't think that would work. DJ says, I saw Rogue One in a hospital bed after they gave me 2 Percocets. I don't remember any of it. I feel that way for Rise of Skywalker, and I'm surprised I can even remember the title of the movie, because I saw that about, 2 months after it came out, and I wasn't going to see it at all, but then a friend of mine kind of convinced me to go see it. It was like, God, I don't remember any of it. I don't remember one single thing from it. I remember it. Remembering that movie is like remembering a dream that you had, and I can remember like vague things of it, but I don't remember anything else. But yeah, I give credit to Rogue One though. It's got some things done very well, but I don't know. The whole avalanche of shit that happens with Disney Star Wars, it just brings everything else down. Yeah, the sequels are shockingly bad, like really bad, horrendous. And I don't get people that give Force Awakens a pass. No, if you haven't seen Rise of Skywalker now, just don't see it. It doesn't. Who cares? Like, who cares? And you know what? This is the thing about the Star Wars sequels what I think of them is that they never happened. They're not even canon to me. It really just looks like to me that some eccentric fan fiction nerd who's like a billionaire was somehow able to write his own stories and film his fan fiction and somehow get all the original cast and make a movie out of it, and that's what you see. like it doesn't seem real. And yeah, as bad as Last Jedi is, the problem started in Force Awakens. Force Awakens is not a good movie. However, if the following two movies were great, you'd forgive it, and it would, it would rise, Force Awakens above, the rising tide theory. It would lift it up, but it didn't. They were actually worse. Fan fiction? No, I'm talking about the entire thing. I'm talking fan fiction. I'm talking about every minute of every sequel movie that Disney did of Star Wars. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about specific things. I'm talking. It just seems like some untalented fan wrote his shitty versions of what the Star Wars sequels would be, and they actually put a budget together and filmed them. That's how they come across to me. They don't. I don't look at them as real. I don't accept them. They didn't happen as far as I'm concerned. God, I got a lot of Perry shit on this hard drive. Fuck. There was a new trailer. Oh yeah, I heard about that new Star Wars game. I didn't see any footage of it. But yeah, the Star Wars games are better than the Disney movies. That's for goddamn sure. Mandalorian is okay, but I kind of stopped watching it because I'm so disinterested in Star Wars as a whole. Like it just took my I just don't care anymore. And I liked it enough to go through the first season, and I started watching the second season, and I don't know, I didn't care. And I know what happens at the end of the second season, and it just doesn't do anything for me. It's too little, too late. Unless they completely decanonize the sequel trilogy, and say that they never happened, do it over. I always thought the way to, if you're really gonna have like a company like Disney own Star Wars, there's so many cool things you could have done. I would love to see a really quality animated Star Wars movie, or Star Wars like series even, because I think the most interesting elements of Star Wars exist within the original trilogy. Like obviously before Carrie Fisher passed away, or even after, you can get somebody else to play her. But you can have Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Anthony Daniels, whoever, do a Star Wars movie or a series, a short series, take place between Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back, because that's a very interesting period of time. And there's different like books and comics that have explored that period of time. But to have like an official like storytelling of some events that happen in between, like have like Luke before he's really a Jedi, and Han Solo, and kind of being in the rebellion but kind of not, and have the animation be really great, and then also have the Empire at their not at their full potential, because they've definitely been bruised with the Death Star. I think that would be amazing. Like do that. And I've always had that fantasy about like franchises, like even when Sean Connery was alive, or like I always thought like a good idea would be like, man, you can do a couple of Bond animated movies with Sean Connery doing Bond, because he would do it, because Sean Connery did James Bond for video games. That would be really cool. But it doesn't happen. Shadows of the Empire movie, yeah, maybe, yeah. I'm not crazy about Shadows of the Empire, but look, anything would be better. Anything would be better than what you got. So, but yeah, it's just look. Bottom line, everything sucks now. So if you find something that doesn't suck, embrace it. Yeah, the radio dramas are good, and also audiobooks now are so good, and they redid the audiobooks for the Heir to the Empire series, the Timothy Zahn series, that is really the first books that come out from Star Wars that really told the story of what could have happened after Return of the Jedi. Those are really good. They're not quite radio dramas because they're not acted out or anything like that. They're narrated, but it's very good. Maybe they'll do Star Wars meets the Jetsons. Yeah, that's cool. The best thing about Disney sequels is Rey, though. I'm sure we can all agree. She was the bestest ever. It's true. She was. She doesn't need anything. She's just automatically great. That's one thing I like about getting back to Dune is there's a scene in Dune where the main protagonist is this kid who's supposed to be the chosen one. He's got some kind of like power, not necessarily a power, but like an influence over people. And there's a scene where he's like tied up and he's trying to use it, and he fails, and somebody else has to pick up his slack. And I really love that because it's just shows that he wasn't ready yet. But if it was Rey, or if it was like like take that same movie and put Rey in there, she would have nailed it immediately. Like, oh yeah, okay, game over. She's here to save us all. That's why they're all so unmemorable. Somebody was asking me, like, I used to do like my top 10 movies of like the past year. I couldn't think of any. Like, yeah, I like Dune a lot, but I didn't see that many things. I should do After Hours call-ins. Yeah, we've done that before. I'd be up for doing that if you can do Skype. I'm gonna wind down though. I have a big Saturday of helping my parents set up their Christmas decorations. That's really exciting. Ray was doing Jedi mind tricks 10 minutes after finding out about the Force. That is so goddamn true. It's so insane. Yeah, and that was after she schooled Han Solo in how to fly his own ship. God damn, that movie sucks. I have a friend that still says that he agrees that Last Jedi and the other one are terrible, but Force Awakens is a good Han Solo movie. I'm like, how is it a good Han Solo movie? He's a friggin' deadbeat dad. He's a total loser in the movie. How is it a good Han Solo movie? It's not. I love you too, GJ. I don't know about getting my dad on After Hours, but I'm doing a podcast with a friend of mine. We used to do this podcast, and I'm going to do that again, and I want to get him on there. I don't think he'd be up on that. Maybe if I did After Hours and it ended at a reasonable time, yeah. Because actually, I was telling him that I told the story about him sneaking, staying after hours at Dodger Stadium when it was in Brooklyn. And he corrected me on the story, and his corrections were better than what I even remembered. Because what I remembered is him and his friend were basically, they stayed late they were going to spend the night at Dodger Stadium, and they ran the bases. They went in the dugout. They did all these things, and then it was closing up. And his friend had done this before, but I guess they had to sneak out at a certain time, otherwise they'd be locked in the entire night. And then when they snuck back down, they were caught by Pee Wee Reese and Jackie Robinson and Willie Mays and the other guy that was there. And he goes, "Oh no, there was another guy there." I said, "Who was the other guy?" He goes, "Vince Scully." Vince Scully was there too. So he got escorted out by Willie Mays, Pee Wee Reese, and Vince Scully. There might have been somebody else there, and then it was just so he added so many colors to it that obviously I didn't know because I wasn't there. But yeah, he would be good. He would be good on that. And Mike Ted's numerous restaurant scams. I saw the movie with Ray. I figured I'd miss something when Ray learned enough through osmosis. Yeah, that's how good she is. She doesn't even need to speak really. But yeah, my dad's got great stories. Great stories. I will warn you though, my dad is guilty of being caught in the weeds. But yeah, Vince Scully, like Vince Scully being there makes it better. And then his friend gave him a big lecture when they left the stadium, basically saying, you can never tell anybody that Pee Wee Reese was talking to was talking to Willie Mays, because it was like two enemies talking to each other. Like his friend had done this so many times, and his friend was always getting free tickets. Like his friend always had all these scams on how to get into, even the World Series. Like he'd get a World Series ticket, no problem. Like it's just not scamming necessarily. He just knew how to work the system. Who's better, Mark McGwire or Barry Bonds? Barry Bonds, not even a contest. Not in a contest. I agree with you. We all get caught in the weeds sometimes, especially if you're talking about something you're passionate about. You can get caught in the weeds. Unfortunately, the things that Perry is passionate about are like, skateboarding and shit that most people don't care about. So, yeah. And there's a time and place to get caught in the weeds too. You can allow it sometimes. Yeah, I agree. Vince Scully is an American hero. Yeah, my dad would see Vince Scully all the time. Like I think I said, like everybody that played in Brooklyn, they all lived in the neighborhood, and you'd see him walking down the street going to work, and you wouldn't bother him, but you'd know who he is. That's my dad talking. Like, I obviously not an era that I know. Fuck, there's so many videos here. I was trying to find I'm trying to find this one skateboard video. I can't think. Do I think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame? Yes, I do. I think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, even though he did a terrible thing. He bet on baseball. Nothing takes away his career, and I love Pete Rose, and I'd love to see him be put in the Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, I don't see it happening in his lifetime. If anything, they'll put him in posthumously, long after he passes away. At least Perry's trying to fill time. Give him credit. That's great, but when I need him to fill time, he doesn't fill time. Like when I tell him, "Hey Perry, I gotta go to the bathroom for like 2 minutes. Can you open that package?" And then I come back and he's like, "Hello, Tom." Yeah, it's just like, God damn. So yeah, he fills time at the wrong time. That's the problem. He fills time when you want him to move on, and when you want him to fill time, he just sits there. He bet on his own team to win. Is that right? Maybe I forgot about that, but yeah, that's bad. He never bet against his own team. Yeah, right. I think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. Where the goddamn hell would I put this? Did he really say I gotta wait for Tom to open this? I'm gonna have to watch that back. There was some stream. I don't know. I had to look through to because It's gonna be the one that's gonna be. I think it's the one that's gonna be on YouTube this month. Oh yeah, this Monday. I think this Monday. It's the one where he. Well, he's in a 90. That's one thing for a lot of the stream, but he had his shop vac, the surströmming. The canned fish. I think it was the last time we had the canned fish, and then it ended up in his shop vac, and it stunk up the whole place. But there was a part. It was. I don't know if it was this one or the one after. The one after is the fake coma stream. That'll be on next Sunday. But anyway, there's a part of the stream where I had to leave, and I'm watching it for the first time of him, just literally staring at the stream. So, how you folks doing? We gotta wait for TomB, my boss, to get back, and yeah, we're just gonna wait for him to go back. He had to go to the restroom, I believe, and yeah. And he's like looking down. He's like organizing stuff on his desk. I'm like, holy shit, dude! Like, really? Like, this is what you did? Because I, I wasn't there. Does Perry still have his OnlyFans account? Yes, he does. I think there's one person that still pays for it. It's not active though. It's not active. Fuck. I'm not gonna find this tonight. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I might have it. Hold on. I have some files called. You want to watch something with me? What we can just watch this together. Hold on. Let me see. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna open these. God, I hope he's not naked in this. This is long though. Let me see. You're gonna hear sound, but you're not gonna see video. Let's see what.
And give me an email and tell me what you thought.
I found a pretty good one. Let's end with this. All right. I had to sample this one. This is for the After Hours crowd. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like I've never seen this anywhere, and I was in his files when I was trying to archive some of his stuff. So here, let's do this. We don't need his camera. All right, let's check this out. Let me see what's the resolution on this. Okay, I can do this. This is gonna take a. Yeah, I don't know what this is. This is something that that guy Eric put together for him, Eric Swanson. All right. So we'll watch this together. I gotta follow the path here. It's a pain in the ass to load video into Streamlabs. They have to figure out a better way to do this. Okay, here we go. Boom. All right, let's watch together.
My name is Perry Caravello of Scary Perry Skateboards. The reason why I've got Alva Skates here with me is, as you can see, it says Perry, designed and dedicated for your return, and Tony Alva signed right at the tail of the board. Because there was one time that I went to his shop over at Alva Skates, and Tony and I were talking, and I told him my dream of my comeback. You know, I would do a carve at Pedalo Field Skate Park in the Big Bowl, and then come up to the shallow end and go and do a tail tap, and come up and do one of these, stall, and then drop back in. And I would love to have a board, you know, saying something like this on it. Well, guess what, folks? My balance is not that good after my auto accident when I was 16, and
what a sale.
You know, my comeback is as good as it can get for the video that you're going to be seeing on this film. I'll do some axle grinds, I'll do, you know, get to the lip, but, you know, that's about it for now. If I can get better, let's go for it. Watch the video.
Feather that board off a bit, okay, and action.
As you see, this is like my tattoo. This is my logo, Scary Perry, the hat, the jacket, the skull because I'm Scary Perry. The hat, the jacket from like Stone Fury of Windy City Heat, my comedy look. Down below you see skateboarder, snowboarder, actor, comedian, my 4 careers. Below that, of course, you see 100% Canadian hard rock maple and 100% USA made. which means you will not find this board made in China. I will go out of business if I will close shop if I have to make my boards in China. Bottom line, that's how I look at it. Now over here we have my 10-inch board, which has got the same look as my this is my 1979 Classic. This was one of the 2 boards I designed in junior high school. Okay, with the taper tail, single kick, slight concave, not much of a concave, very slight. Okay, we'll sit down there. And then of course, my 8-inch Classic, or excuse me, my 8-inch popsicle stick that everybody likes to ride an 8-inch board. So I figured I might as well come out with the same board too. 8-inch popsicle stick, double kick, concave. This board rocks, ladies and gentlemen. It's made in America. It's pure 100% hard rock Canadian maple. And again, it's made in America. Let's rock and roll, baby, and skate, skate, skate. Now, I'd like to also say one last comment is that I have a 90-day manufacturer's warranty on these boards. You purchase a board from scaryperryskateboards.com, or you purchase a board at any location that you can find one of my boards, and you'll get a 90-day manufacturer's warranty in your email. Again, 90-day warranty. These boards are made in the United States of America. They will not break within 90 days. You get a written warranty. Email me at scaryperryskateboards.com, and that's it. Wrap it up. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Watch the video and give me an email and tell me what you thought, and that's it. Have a great day. Get my grind right here?
Yep.
Oh, I love it. 2 years ago, December 9th, I went to Tony Alva's 1-year anniversary party. 28 years ago from that date, December 6th, I almost lost my life in an auto accident. Now, I'm here to tell you, doctors, I'm back! And I'm back to conquer the fucking thing you said I would never be able to do again. That's skateboard, boys and girls, and doctors of all universities and all doctors' offices. I'm trying to get the balance back, and it's working. Because no matter what your dream is, ladies and gentlemen, if you have it, conquer it, go for it, succeed it, and it's all a cure for any disease. Capiche? Over and out.
You should make some skate teams. Hey, coach skate team, come on, baby girl. I'm so down. Down for boo. Are you serious? One day I'm gonna sit down here. I'm gonna stab you in your braces and
Ay, ay.
Oh my God! It's Scary Perry! Scary Perry! Look, everybody! Scary Perry!
28 years ago from that date, December 6th, I almost lost my life in an auto accident. Now, I'm here to tell you, doctors, I'm back! And I'm back to conquer the fucking thing you said I would never be able to do again. That's skateboard, boys and girls, and doctors of all universities and all doctors' offices. I'm trying to get the balance back, and it's working.
Oh my god. That's new information, right? That the doctors told him that he couldn't skateboard. Well, what do you know, doctors? And then he breaks his neck again, by the way. That's what you don't really see in the video. A couple years after that, he broke his neck. It was... Oh my god. Oh, but and it's not a kid's activity at all. The whole park is loaded with like little kids and him. There's one I'm tempted to play this one other thing. There's one video in this folder. These are all Perry's original namings for this. That was called Scary Perry Edit 2B. There's this one video here. It's called Inspirational Video. I just want to click on it and see what it is. Hold on. Will there be any plans to make replicas of his old shirts? You know, I was trying to find the original design for those logos. I couldn't find it, but yeah, I'd like to. Let me just see what this one is. Hold on. This looks like the same video. Yeah, it's the same video, just with a different name.
I'm here to tell you, doctors.
Yeah, sorry. Wow. There's a lot of various clips here. I just want to see. Hold on. Let me see this one. Like this, what I'm looking at now is just like somebody shooting the moon.
In the United States of America, they will not break within 90 days. You get a written warranty. Email me at scaryperryskateboards.com.
See, I know I have somewhere like a really long like take of everything where it's got all.
That was right. That was good.
Yeah.
It's over.
Hang on, this might be one of them. Let me. This. Give me 1 second. This. Let's see what this one is. Sorry, this could be nothing, or it could be something. Sorry, that's the same one. This one here.
That was right.
Was it.
That was good.
Yeah.
It's over. Real quick. And
Oh, that was exciting. I'm glad we wasted our time with that. Let me see what this one is.
Doing this with independent.
Okay,
year
hold on a
anniversary.
second. This one
Skull
might
because
be-
I'm Scary Perry. The hat, the jacket from like Stone Fury of Windy City Heat.
All right, this one might be okay. I gotta quickly convert this on the fly because it's a weird format that Streamlabs won't play. Give me a second. All right, let's try this one. And again, this could be totally boring. Yeah, Eric Swanson is Eric from Big Bear. He's the guy that's filming it. I don't know what his his job was necessarily. Let's try this one. You can see how old these are.
Come on,
Ladies, let's
camera speed and action at your leisure.
All right, my name is Perry Caravello of Scary Perry Skateboards. The reason why I've got Alva skates here with me is, as you can see, it says Perry designed and dedicated for your return, and Tony Alva signed right at the tail
Why is
of
he
the
pushing
board.
Tony Alva?
There was one time that I went to his shop over at Alva Skates, and Tony and I were talking, and I told him my dream of my comeback. You know, I would do a carve at Pedalo Field Skate Park in the Big Bowl, and then come up to the shallow end and go and do a tail tap.
Perry
come
isn't
up
even
and
mic'd here.
Come up and do one of these, stall, and then drop back in. And I would love to have a board, you know, saying something like this on it. Well, guess what, folks? My balance is not that good after my auto accident when I was 16, and you know, my comeback is as good as it can get for the video that you're going to be seeing on this film.
Like some truck.
I'll do some axle grinds. I'll do, you know, get to the lip, but you know, that's about it for now. If I can get better, let's go for it. Watch the video. I'm Perry Caravello again. Oh, and again, also, as you see next to me, I've got my boards with me. There's my 9-inch, my 10-inch pull board, my classic 10-inch to my right, and my, of course, most popular board is the 8-inch skateboard and snowboard. So folks, look at the video and tell me what you think in the email. Love that guy, don't you? Take two.
Camera speed.
Hi, my name is Perry Caravello, the owner
what year is this?
operator
This is
of Scary Perry
2008.
Skateboards. The reason why I have Alva skates here is because this is the board that I bought from Tony at Alva Skateboards in Los Angeles. He signed it, Perry, designed and dedicated for your return. At the tail, he signed his name. My goal with this board was to be able to do a tail tap, you know, come up to the top of the bowl, stall, drop back in. I'm unable to do that trick yet, like I used to when I was younger, due to my auto accident and my balance, which is, you know, it's a journey.
What a pitch.
Try to bring my balance back. It's rough and tough, but hey, if I can do axle grinds on my boards, I'm satisfied, all right? If I can do axle grinds, if I could just have fun with the kids at the Cove Skate Park in Santa Monica, I'm having a blast, and it makes me feel very good. So watch the tape, tell me what you think, and then you'll see another interview at the end of the tape. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Oh, and also, these are my boards, my 9-inch Scary
also,
Perry.
these are my boards.
The
reason I'm
Superman
here.
board, which is this board right here. I have independent 30-year anniversary trucks on it, 169s with Dogtown wheels, and of course Rocket Ron ball bearings. I have Rocket Ron ball bearings on all my boards.
Yeah, Perry has a way
Rocket
of
Ron
making
bearings are the fastest bearings
2008
you'll
look like
ever buy. Here's my 10-inch double kick pool board, my 10-inch classic from 1979, the board that I designed in junior high school, and of course the 8-inch popsicle stick that most everybody rides today. So again, watch the video, email me back, tell me what you think, and have a wonderful day. Love to you all. Of course, love to all my girls out there too.
I'd love to. I'd love to
Have
get
a
hold
wonderful
of those
day. Thank you.
emails. Okay, great.
It's all right. Just we're rolling, but whenever you're ready,
Okay.
just wait for the saw for a second. So whenever you feel it, just go ahead.
Hello folks, my name is Perry Caravello of Scary Perry Skateboards.
Start again.
Okay.
Your energy sound.
Morning folks, my name is Perry Caravello of Scary Perry Skateboards.
Why would you say good morning?
This board that I'm holding in front of me is
How
an
do you know
Alva
when
skate, of
people are
course,
watching
as
this?
you see Alva's big yellow signature, and it says on top, it says to Perry, you know, Perry designed and dedicated for your return, and at the bottom it's signed Tony Alva on the tail. I bought this board and I asked him to sign it this way specifically for when I am able to get my balance back and be able to come off and do a tail tap and then drop back in like I used to do back in 78 and 79. The reason why I'm bringing these boards to you and doing this whole interview is to help demonstrate the fact that
Not an interview.
I am coming in a return that my goal was not set yet when I was younger, and my goal is to defeat the fact that the doctors said you'll never be able to skateboard again. Well, doctors, I'm sorry, but I'm back. And I'm not
Doctors were
going to
right.
allow my head
Spoiler.
injury to affect the fact that I can't skateboard again. It's not easy. It's a goal to achieve, and I'm back. Folks, if you have a head injury, if you have a goal in life,
Wait, did he
go
only
for it.
come back in
Fire for
2008?
it. Shoot
is
for
this
it.
What we're,
And take
was he skateboarding his
your
whole time?
strides and attack it hard. Do what you can to make that goal come true. Do what you can to make everything and anything happen. Also, behind me and next to me are my boards. This is my 9-inch board that you see right here. This is my 9-inch board with my trucks and wheels on it. Those are the 30-year
Giant
anniversary
sticker.
trucks from Independent with Dogtown wheels. This is my 9-inch board here, my 10-inch double kick, my 10-inch classic,
That you can't see.
1979,
is
and of
completely
course
blocked.
my 8-inch wide popsicle stick.
No zoom
For
in.
the one that most people ride today is the 8-inch popsicle stick.
What is that banging?
Christ, that hammering. Folks, have a lovely day. I thank you so much for this interview. Watch the video. Email me back.
How is it
Tell
an
me what
interview?
you think. Thank you.
You're not asked any questions. It's not an interview.
Okay, that's a cut.
Oh, look at that. Perry design.
It's a Peugeot.
Okay.
I know the car. Okay.
Okay, anytime.
All right. The board that I'm holding right here, of course, is an Alva skateboard with the signature that Alva gave to me. Perry, designed and dedicated for your return. That's, again, the Alva board. And I bought this board specifically so I can carve.
Okay, that's a cut. I have it. Action.
This is my 9-inch popsicle stick board with Independent 30-year anniversary trucks. They're 169 Independents. I got Dogtown wheels with rocket round ball bearings. Rocket round ball bearings are the best bearings you'll find anywhere. A little explanation on these bearings. These bearings, the rocket round ballistic bullet bearings, are faster than Pal Peralta's ceramic ball bearings. I swear to you folks, don't spend $100 on ceramic ball bearings by Pal Peralta. Spend $30 on these bearings. They're a better bearing. I don't want to put Pal Peralta down because I love those guys as well. These bearings, they just roll.
Stacy Peralta.
roll.
Hot chick.
Okay, let's hold on. Keep going. Let's get in tight for that. See that. Okay, and just you can talk about it some more. We can overlay what you just said.
Should I roll it again?
Actually, pick the board up, take it out, and pick it up and bring it into frame and describe the trucks and the wheels. Still rolling. You can keep it in your hand. Bring it up.
But notice, Eric's acting
This is my
like
9-inch
he's shooting
board
on film. Like, still rolling,
with
very expensive.
30-year anniversary
very expensive
Independent
film.
169
Let's try to get this done,
trucks.
still rolling.
Dogtown wheels with rocket round ballistic
Fucking, like,
bullet ball bearings.
8mm
These bearings are the
videotape.
fastest bearings you will ever find anywhere. They're even faster than Pal Peralta's ceramic ball bearings, which is a sad story because I bought the ceramic ball bearings on one of my boards and these bearings are faster. I spent $100 for the Pal Peralta bearings and these bearings are faster. And it makes me ill. But anyway, what can I do? Nothing.
Okay. Now let's go to each board that you had talked about here.
All right.
You can put that down. Okay. Anytime.
These are my boards. As you see, this is the 9-inch like you saw over there with my trucks and wheels. As you see, this is the 9-inch with the Scary Perry Superman logo. Set that down here. Here's my 10-inch double kick. That's, of course, the popsicle stick, concave double kick. Here's the 10-inch double kick. with the skateboarder, snowboarder, actor, comedian,
I cannot with
all
this hammering.
in script form,
Between
like
the
my
hammering and the
tattoo.
brakes.
And of course, at the bottom you see 100% Canadian maple hard rock, or 100% Canadian hard rock maple, excuse me, and 100% American made right here in America.
All right,
Actually.
let's keep rolling. I'm gonna get it tight on that. Hang on. Okay, take your finger out and bring it back in and explain the
least he's
detail
directing
of
a
what
little bit.
you had said.
All right, down here you see 100% Canadian
I'm gonna
hard
start
rock.
at the script.
Okay.
Okay, take your finger out. Okay, and action.
On here you see as my tattoo, skateboarder, snowboarder, actor, comedian, my careers. Down below.
Let's start up here because you
Okay.
just say the tattoo, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Take your finger out and feather that board off a bit. Okay, and action.
As you see, this is like my tattoo. This is my logo, Scary
How would anybody
Perry,
know
the-
your tattoo?
The
Nobody
hat,
knows
the
you.
jacket, the skull because I'm Scary Perry. The hat, the jacket from like Stone
This is
Fury
like
of
my
Windy City
tattoo.
Heat,
Nobody
my
has seen
comedy
your
look.
tattoo.
Down below, you see skateboarder, snowboarder, actor, comedian, my 4 careers. Below that, of course, you see 100% Canadian hard rock maple and 100% USA made, which means you will not find this board made in China. I will go out of business if I will close shop if I have to make my boards in China. Bottom line, that's how I look at it.
Action.
Now over here we have my 10-inch board, which has got the same look as my this is my 1979 Classic. This was one of the 2 boards I designed in junior high school. Okay, with the taper tail, single kick, slight concave, not much of a concave, very slight. Okay, we'll sit down there, and then of course my 8-inch Classic. Or excuse me, my 8-inch popsicle stick that everybody likes to ride an 8-inch board. So I figured I might as well come out with the same board too. 8-inch popsicle stick, double kick, concave. This board rocks, ladies and gentlemen. It's made in America. It's pure 100% hard rock Canadian maple. And again, it's made in America. Let's rock and roll, baby, and skate, skate, skate. My dear action. Also, ladies and gentlemen, these boards are 100% made here in the United States, Canada included.
Okay, pick it up.
Take
Start from take 2. Still
Take
rolling.
2. Action. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I did not mention these boards have a 90-day warranty on them.
Okay, wait. Pick it up again. Too much hammering. Let's wait for this guy for a second.
How about
It was like
Fucker!
too much.
Stop swinging that motherfucking thing. Come over there and I'll break your arms.
And legs.
All right, we'll get it.
You'll never skate in this canopy. That's what she said.
Go. Action. Another thing.
Camera speed. Now I got a helicopter. Camera speed.
Right now, I'd like to also say one last comment is that I have a 90-day manufacturer's warranty on these boards. You purchase a board from ScaryPerrySkateboards.com, or you purchase a board at any location that you can find one of my boards, and you'll get a 90-day manufacturer's warranty in your email. Again, 90-day warranty. These boards are made in the United States of America, Canada included, as well. And that's it. Wrap it up. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Watch the video and give me an email and tell me what you thought. And that's it. Have a great day.
Take 2 for safety. One more time.
For safety. Now
Ladies and gentlemen, these boards here have a 90-day manufacturer's warranty. They're not made in China. They're made right here in the United States of America. These are Canadian maple. These are Canadian maple United States made boards. They're not made to break within 3 weeks. They're made to last. Last, folks, last. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, they're 100% pure Canadian maple, made right here in the USA. There's too much noise in my background, so I want to get out of here. Have a great, wonderful day. We'll talk soon. Send me an email, watch the video, and let's get my boards. Scary Perry Skateboards. Checkmate out.
Camera speed. Wait till whenever you're ready.
Christ.
Oh my god. I think that's it. There's a couple other ones too. I'm gonna put those on. I'll put those on YouTube. I forgot about them, and then I was reminded of them later. So many questions I have about this. I feel like Eric, like, watched a couple of like behind the scenes DVD features, and picked up a couple of buzzwords, and then all of a sudden got started using them in this. Like, wow, this is these are the things that you say, one for safety, or oh my god, that was so bad. But anyway, I think we had a little refresh glitch, but we're still on. Anyway, I wanted to end on that, and I'll get that. I'm gonna go through some of these. Maybe, I don't know if I can guarantee tomorrow, but definitely soon. I'll go through them. I'm not gonna edit them, by the way. I'm gonna leave it like that. I might have to boost the audio because God, it's terrible. So that's cool. I'm glad we got to see that together. And the next time we'll be together is on 12/21. So definitely don't want to miss that. That's 2 p.m. on Sundays. Hey, it's 4 a.m. here too. It's 4:18 a.m. here, to be exact. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. I think I don't even know everything that's going to happen on Sunday, But we'll have to see what Moen has in store for everybody. But good. I'm glad you had a good time. I thought this was a good one. I thought this was a real... I actually enjoyed it, except there was that weird part where he just like went crazy on me for some reason. And like started calling me a Mick and things like that. It was very, very strange. Like it was like crazy. Are you seeing Matrix for the first time, Pat, tomorrow? That's cool. I was debating seeing The Matrix again because I know it's out for like a week or so. I was debating seeing it, but I just don't know. Those sequels are so bad, it kind of sullies the original for me. But I don't know, I don't know, maybe. 9:20 a.m. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. I was talking to somebody tonight. I was actually talking to Sam from Twitch when he sent the video, and he was commenting on like, wow, it's a late start for East Coasters on Friday. And while I agreed, I said, yeah, but it's perfect for Australian fans who see it like Saturday afternoon, and Australia is really, I think it's our third biggest market. It's North America, Canada, then Australia. United Kingdom's after Australia. Oh, you never saw it? You never saw the original? Oh, that's cool. Well, if you're going to see it for the first time, you might as well see it on the big screen. Don't bother with the sequels. Unless you really want to see that new one that's coming up, but whatever. It should be seen it there. I saw The Matrix opening night, and it wasn't because I was excited to see it. It was just like something to do. It came out like April '99. It had medium amount of promotion, and I think the trailer for it, but it looked like any other sci-fi movie from the 90s. It looked like Johnny Mnemonic 2 or something like that. I mean, it may be a little better than that, but I had no idea what it was going to be. And then when I saw it, I saw it with a packed crowd, New York City, single screen theater. It remains to this day one of the best cinema experiences I've ever had, where you're experiencing a game changing movie for the first time with I don't know how many people were in that theater, like a couple of hundred people. It was an enormous theater, and people were just blown away. So it's great for that. So that's cool that you're seeing it for the first time. So it's definitely worth it. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you guys on Sunday, 2 p.m. on Sunday. I know it's weird to keep up with the weird schedule where it's like every other Sunday, but this Sunday we're obviously definitely doing a stream. Next Sunday, no, and then the Sunday after that, no, because it's the Christmas weekend. Yeah. But all right, we'll see you then. Thanks for hanging out after hours. I'm glad you guys liked that Perry video. I'll try to dig up more stuff like that. I have a whole bunch of shit from like he had like wallets of DVDs and stuff that I like dumped out and transferred. That's where this stuff is from. So yeah, if you got a notification, it just means that the stream stuttered and came back. That's not the same stutter we were experiencing. That's just like an internet hiccup. You know, it happens. So yeah, if you got a notification for Perry Caravello live, unfortunately you missed him, but we were watching old skateboard videos of him, so that was fun. Anyway, have a great Saturday. Try to finish up all your Christmas shopping early. Thanks for hanging out. Really, I love you guys, and we'll see you on Sunday. Good night.